and welcome to the October installment of the Microsoft Product Licensing Terms from the version 1 Software Asset Management Practice. Hey, William. Hey, Niamh. How are you doing today?
Good, thank
Good,
you.
thanks, Troy.
Right, so back again to talk through some of the subtle changes to Microsoft Product Terms this month. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I can go on. Privacy and security terms, if that helps. So just a couple of changes, really. So they've announced they've updated the Microsoft Purview in the core online services table. They've also moved certain privacy and security terms, which were previously under the individual product offerings pages for online services, to a new section of the product term site. So Microsoft are pointing now to the exceptions to the DPA, which is the data protection addendum section, to find out more about the privacy and security terms. And they've done this really just to supposedly categorize similar terms together and improve the customer experience and discoverability of privacy and security terms. So all things exciting on the privacy and security terms layout within product terms website. And the second piece, I suppose I might as well just quickly do this one, which is now that essentially Windows and Office long-term service channel 2024, or the new version of Office and Windows, has now been released. They've updated the availability tables with all the applicable references for Office for Mac, Office for Windows, and Windows Enterprise across all the availability tables. So those are the two updates from me.
Good stuff. Niamh, do you want me to go through what the topics that I've looked at this month?
Go for it.
Leave the best till last. So I looked at project. So there was, again, some subtle changes here, and generally this is just to reflect naming changes and branding changes. So within the availability tables for project, we see some subtle changes, right? So project plan 1 is now planner plan 1. Project plan 3 is now planner and project plan 3. And project plan 5 is now planner and project plan 5. Bit of a mouthful. In effect, just for completeness, each one of these versions, so the higher feature version of each of the planner and project plan, includes all of the lower features of the underlying edition that might be there. So if you're buying a planner and project plan 3, that incorporates all of the capabilities of planner plan 1 and project plan 3, and same goes for project plan 5, incorporates all the capabilities of project plan 3. And one thing, this might create some confusion, obviously within Microsoft 365 there is a planner license included option, which includes a set of features that are not included within planner plan 1. So planner plan 1 is a commercial offering. It has a step up in number of features. Think of it as like the old project plan 1. And so not to be confused on that. Some customers might think, I already paid for that already. Do I need another one? Slightly separate product. Microsoft 365. So within the academic space, October saw the inclusion of Microsoft 365 A5 security offerings for students to the availability and prerequisite tables. Copilot, a month can't go by without some sort of a Copilot update. So the first one I'm going to give is around GitHub Copilot. So for those who are not aware, GitHub Copilot Enterprise is targeted towards a medium and larger organizations that need what you might describe as higher levels of customization based on their knowledge and code bases. GitHub Copilot Business Plus is incorporated. All the features that you would get with Business Plus is also incorporated within Copilot Enterprise. But as you can guess, with Enterprise, obviously it includes a whole host of other features, things like PR summaries and chat UI and github.com portal are just a few just a few basic examples. So definitely worth having a look at those features in a little bit more detail. In the blog, we'll include some of the links to those particular products. One other late addition to the October product term, to the September product terms. So when we recorded this last time out, there was a few slight subtle changes to the product terms from September. So I'll just quickly run through these, and there's nothing really groundbreaking here. It mostly just revolves around Microsoft's move from naming convention Microsoft Copilot to Microsoft 365 Copilot. So as you can guess, some of the privacy and security terms have been updated to reflect the branding and product name changes. Again, nothing that you wouldn't. Also, sorry, should I say, around prerequisites tables, they also saw some updates to reflect these changes. So nothing really there to nothing too important, as I'd say. Those changes really just reflected the change to the naming and branding. So that was all I looked at this month. Niamh, I'll hand it over to you then, just to go through the last couple of changes or updates.
Good stuff. Well, the two that I grouped together because they were very similar in terms of the published kind of changes was SQL Server and Windows Server kind of standard data center and essentials, where Microsoft stated they've added self-hosting and disaster recovery clause for customers with subscription licenses. And I presume on the SQL Server there's a typo where it's with subscription licenses for Windows Server. And essentially, I had to dig around in both the product terms for SQL Server and Windows Server standard data center, etc. And I couldn't find exactly what they meant, but there was no obvious kind of like added clause for self-hosting and disaster recovery. Now, what I think that they might have kind of been, what they meant to do was to essentially clarify that the self-hosting and disaster recovery for kind of Windows Server and SQL Server is a benefit of having active software assurance. And we know that Microsoft has been granting a lot of the same benefits that you get with software assurance to licensees of subscription licenses. So again, I think that maybe they might need to do a bit more clarification or, updates to the actual product terms. I even went and I had a look at, the software assurance page as well, just to make sure was there something that I was missing on any of those aspects. But anyway, I'll assume that that's essentially what they meant, But the biggie then was within the glossary kind of update, where firstly Microsoft say they've updated covered product. That one, it's kind of straightforward, where I think from last month the 1st of September, covered product in glossary terms meant any Azure OpenAI service or Microsoft Copilot that's available for a fee to Microsoft Volume Licensing. On the 1st of October, they've extended that where they said covered product means Azure OpenAI service or Copilot excluding free previews that's available for a fee through Microsoft Volume Licensing or used with a paid subscription to an online service. So grand, that's fine. And then the one that is definitely going to, cause a lot of kind of discussion with customers who have licensed users, external users, currently or are in the, about to kind of renew kind of like something like an enterprise agreement or, an MCA or a CSP subscription where, they have licensed users then as through kind of the existing terms that Microsoft, or the prior to October 1st terms that Microsoft used for external user definition. And look, what that boils down to is essentially Microsoft have, as of the 1st of October, they've clarified, that an external user is someone who works less than 50 hours a week for a customer, right, and is not an employee and, not a contractor or agent or, so that's the biggie. Whereas previously, the term Microsoft used would have been things like on-site contractor, on-site agent. And we know, in today's kind of modern working world, between hybrid, remote, offshore agents, things like that. So this is definitely going to be of interest to anybody who has currently licensed external users through on the understanding of the previous definition of external users to what it means now kind of post October the 1st.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. I think that external users have the potential to create like a lot of unforeseen licensing exposure for organizations. So, and I know based on all the work we've done over the years, there's a large slice of ambiguity there that has often needed, you know, clarification from Microsoft around what actually constitutes an external user in the context of your business. So it sounds like this has all become a little bit more measurable, I would say. So I think we've actually got a blog coming out on that particular topic next week. So definitely worth taking that change into account. It's probably one of the biggest or most material product updates, I would say, over the last number of months for a lot of organizations who have those external users.
100%. And I think it does introduce another layer of kind of clarity, really, doesn't it? You know, and at the end of the day, I think they probably best as well to work with, you know, your Microsoft account team, just then, particularly for anybody going into kind of negotiations for a new Microsoft contract.
Stuff. So that about wraps it up for this month's product terms update. And that's a pretty nice segue to say, if you have any Microsoft licensing queries, do feel free to reach out to us here. Particularly as Niamh mentioned there, you know, customers who are coming to the end of contract within an enterprise agreement, for example, if you are a customer with a large amount of external users within your organization, do feel free to reach out to us and have a deeper discussion around those pending or those most recent changes and how they might impact on how you're going to have to license Microsoft software in the future. So until next month, thanks everyone for your input today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.